Imagine after you've done all the interviews, the stress you went through, and you finally finished the whole procedure. But the next week, they just send you a message and say, we're sorry to inform you that we would not be taking you to the next step of the interview phase. Or, sorry you were not successful in getting the job at XYZ company. Everywhere go first blow. Because, what do you mean I did not get it? Some would even go as far as telling you, it's not like you were not qualified, but we had a lot of entries. Do you know what that does to a person? Now, I know that you've probably gone through this over and over and over, and you're about giving up on yourself. But hold on, before you do that, let's try to do something that will change the entire trajectory of your job hunt and your career in general. Hey, lovelies, welcome back once again to another episode of the Floripedia podcast. Now, this is a podcast community where we don't just follow vibes and, talk. We're actually on a journey to improving one life at a time. So, if today's your first time, thank you for joining. Make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss an episode. And if you are our returning subscriber, thank you for joining us again. It's been amazing having you. Now, in today's episode, let's talk about something that would get you that dream job of yours. I know you've been waiting for that. Aha! I got you there. I know how that feeling is. You remember, Abby? That time you just polished your CV until it's shining like a new gold bar and you've networked like a pro. You finally got that golden email on your inbox or, saying, we would love to schedule an interview with you, and you just feel so excited. Your heart does this happy dance, but immediately it drops. Something drops in your stomach because, let's be honest, interviews can feel like a high stake. And if you're not a professional at it, it's like playing chess. If you're not a professional at it, you're not going to be so confident or sure about your win. Now, if this is you always thinking, oh, am I good enough? Am I sure I'm qualified for this role? Um, did I even say my name properly? Am I sure that this job will be for me? Would they even call me? Grab your popcorn. Hold it tight because on today's episode, we're breaking down 5 game changing hacks that you can use not only to go through the interview process, but to also help you shine so bright that they will practically want to sign you on the dot. And this is not about faking it till you make it. No, this is about making use of practical, useful knowledge to help you get that dream job of yours from the ground up, just like we do here on the Floripedia podcast. And you're going to enjoy today's episode. I kid you not. So let's dive right into it, right? Okay, let's do that. This is the Floripedia podcast. Okay, so number one strategy is to plan, prepare, and position yourself for the job. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you need to lay the groundwork. You need to plan, position yourself for success. If you do not plan, then you're planning to fail. You might think your brilliance alone will carry you through the entire job process. But trust me when I say this. Come closer. Trust me. Even Beyonce and Rihanna rehearses. Before they go for those big shows, they do rehearsal. So think of your interview like going on that big work of yours or that big grand show, and you're going there empty handed. You need to do your homework because if you do not do that, you're essentially showing up in a marathon without tying up your shoelace. And This simply means you're giving them that opportunity, or you're giving them that scenario to let them know that you do not know what you're coming for. Do you know the company story? Do you know their intention? Do you know their last or previous achievements? Do you know their current mission? What exactly will that position you're applying for do to aid that mission? You know how it is when you complain that, oh, they asked you about the company, tell us about the company, and you're like, um, you're tongue tied. I know, cat caught your tongue. But the truth is, deep down, when we think about it, you and I, we know that you just came through their about page for just 5 minutes. Some of you did not even skim through. God, I beg. Now, you're sending out signals that you are looking for any job. You're looking for anywhere to get the next quick cash, not a specific opportunity to build a long term career plan. And that's not supposed to be so. So, my dear, be intentional. Dig deep into their recent record, their mission, their specific stories that prove your unique skills, and how you're going to use your unique skill to solve their pain point. Speak with such a conviction that they will be wondering if you've been secretly working there for years. Preparation isn't about answering questions alone. It's not about just talking when you are being asked. It's about owning the conversation, owning it, and embracing it like it's a part of you. Now, what's the next step? Speaking of part of you, the next step is to master etiquettes, interview etiquettes. I know you've heard about, table etiquette and all that, but do you know that interview has etiquettes? And this is a non negotiable. This is something that can either break you or make your chances of getting that interview. Now, let's get realistic. I know you're a very busy, brilliant person who probably feels like, oh, I've been through 25 types of interviews. I've gone to different companies. I know what they basically ask. But trust me when I say you show more professionalism when you are ready for the job. Imagine going for an event on a black suit and tie. Then you're wearing a bedroom slippers, a bedroom sleepers. Trust me when I say, even if your personality is the best of the best, that first impression alone is serving all shades of red flags. And trust me when I say, you will no longer be judged on your skills, but on your appearance. Like they say, dress the way you want to be addressed. Dress as if you respect the time and their process. So now let's break down these etiquettes that we're talking about so that you can know one by one. First off is make sure you dress for the job. The same way you were going to dress on the first day of the job to get the job, you keep dressing like that after the job, you get the job, right? Make sure you dress neat and sharp and professional. For the ladies, try to cover up. Don't show your cleavage. Don't wear something short or too skimpy or too tight. For the guys, wear a clean and neat iron shirt and trouser. Look smart. Look like, what you want them to address you. When you open your mouth to speak, they know that something is coming from there. Now, the next thing I need you to do is don't you dare go late. Do not even try it. You don't want to show up in an interview looking all sweaty like you've just run a marathon. The rule of thumb is make sure you are there at least 30 minutes before the time. If they tell you come by 10 a.m., my dear, please be there by 9:30. This gives you time to catch your breath, to use the restroom, to maybe observe their office, the vibe, and get a little bit of heads up in the game. And, even if there's anything unexpected that comes up, even if something comes up impromptu, you have a lot of time to spare. You will be in their office and you are ready for whatever comes your way. And the good thing is, sometimes it's always a first come, first serve thing. So if you're early, it's to your advantage because you get to be interviewed first and you go before any other person, which is good. Now, once you are invited into the interview room, do not dare go into the office without knocking. Now, once you knock, it's always polite to knock very lightly, not like it's your house. Don't go and break somebody's door. You knock lightly and you wait for a response. Once they answer or say yes, come in, you can now go in. Do not go in until you hear something. Now, once you go in, do not sit until you're asked to sit. Now, once they ask you to sit, please sit down with so much confidence. Make sure you portray this image that says, I know why I'm here and I'm here to get the job. My eyes is on the bag and I'm not leaving until I get it. Not in a condescending way, not in an intimidating manner, but a manner that shows confidence, that shows that you are capable and you're ready to show them why you are the best fit for the job. That's the vibe we're going for. That's what we want them to see, because you do not want to feel like, oh, you're too cocky or too arrogant, for the job. Now, number three, I need you to exude confidence, right? We talked about sitting confidently, but when speaking, please, I need you to speak with so much confidence. Like a good example is looking into the eyes of the interviewer, talking about your expertise, and it's not even about arrogance. To be honest, it's not about pride or I'm overqualified. No, it's a quiet, unwavering belief in your values and what you bring to the table. It's knowing what you have. It's knowing that, you are an expert in the field and you're constantly finding ways, unique ways to show your professionalism. Do not try to shrink yourself. Do not avoid eye contact. Do not use phrases like I think, maybe, when you are describing your achievements. Don't say, I think I can do the job. I think I am qualified. You think. If you're not sure about what you can do, how do you expect them to believe you? You need to speak with so much conviction that they will believe what you are saying. One of the things that make other people get the job, even when their content is weak, is because of the confidence they use in saying what they want to offer. But you that have plenty content, you have plenty, what's it called? Job experience. You have years of experience, but you keep downplaying yourself. You keep speaking down on yourself. You do not show the kind of confidence they are looking for. Now, I do not want you to have the mindset of, I hope they don't find out I'm not good enough. No, I want you to have the mindset of, I hope they see how good I am for the job. Stop apologizing for taking up space. Do it unapologetically. You will attract interviewers who sees and appreciate your strength, not those that just, downplay your wins or your previous achievements. Speaking of which, next up is to sell yourself because no one else will. Because this is actually very underrated. A lot of people think that, oh, I've already given them my CV. Obviously, they will be able to see my achievements. They will see your CV is just like one part of the job. Some of them would not even look at it. That's why it's always advisable to carry your CV along when you go for an interview. Some of them are looking at it on the spot, but your ability to sell yourself will explain every single details that you have, put into that CV. Your ability to articulate your wins, quantify your impact, and connect your past success to their future needs would essentially, give you space to tell them everything they need to know without leaving any room of imagination, leaving any chance to imagination. And trust me when I say a lot of candidates would do this if you do not do your own part, because your resume gets you into the door, but your ability to sell yourself will get you the offer. I hope you understand what I just said. Let me say it again for clarity. Your resume gets you into the door, but your ability to sell yourself gets you the offer. So, for instance, you might have had a project that increased revenue by 20%, and they asked you about your biggest achievements. You now say vaguely, Oh, I worked on a successful project. What do you mean by I worked on a successful project? What project? How did the project go? What did you get during the project? You're essentially handing them a blank canvas. And when you do that, you are leaving chances to any narration rather than painting a masterpiece yourself. You might think your accomplishment speaks for themselves, but in an interview, silence is not golden, to be honest. Silence is missed opportunities. You need to be your own biggest fan. You need to be your own biggest marketer and cheerleader. Your best marketer and cheerleader. If you do not believe you are the best fit for the job and you cannot articulate why they should employ you, sorry to say, they are not going to see any reason to employ you. It is your responsibility to tell your story and make sure it makes an impact. Leave an impact in their head so that they will never forget you. And I promise you, they will want to sign you on the spot. Ask questions that would lead to them wanting to sign you on the spot and giving you the job. Now, if it does not happen and they ask you to go, the next thing I need you to do, number five, is to follow up efficiently. This is where most brilliant candidates drop the balls. Like, you just suddenly go for an interview. You do not check up. You did not try to send an email. After the interview self, you did not even try to make any acknowledgement email, thanking them for the conversation or a heartfelt connection, and telling them how you would be expecting a call from them. If that is what you've been doing since, my dear, you've been reading half the script, not the entire book. The interview doesn't end when you leave the interview room. It ends when you get the contract signed and starts the job. Sometimes even after self. Because sometimes your contract might be short, but your ability to even renew that contract shows you know what you're doing. You have your A game on. So here is how it goes. After you've had that incredible interview and you've talked to the manager and you guys clicked well and you spent a whole hour vibing, and you realize that weeks later you were ignored, or you probably did not get any call, no message, nothing, I need you to send an email. Find out their intention of hiring you. Since you could not get them to do that during the interview, find out even after the interview. Ask questions. And if perhaps you even get a rejection from them, I need you to also thank them. Send an appreciation letter telling them, oh, thank you for giving me the opportunity at least to have an interview with you. And it was an amazing one. And I really looked forward to working with you. But since it did not work out, I would like to know, why was I not picked for the job? What are the qualifications you look out for in a candidate, in an ideal candidate? Follow up. This can actually get you the job, even after a rejection letter. It happens. Trust me. So there you have it. Five powerful hacks that will help you save your life and get you the dream job that you've always wanted to have. Now, these strategies will help you gain the power to shape your career path. And it's not about changing who you are, to be honest. You're not basically trying to pretend who you are not. You're just refining. You're trying to repackage, rebrand, and present yourself in a more professional manner. That your career demands. Remember, looking for a job is not a one-time stuff. Looking for a job is a number game. I tell people this a lot. If you're serious about looking for a job, you cannot send one job this thing and you relax. You feel like, oh, I have arrived. At least I've sent it. No. Here on the Floripedia podcast, we're more concerned about creating wealth, building, sustainable growth, and creating a strong career. And that is why this whole point matters. Let's break it down again so that you get to remember. But before we do that, if you've been enjoying this podcast episode, what are you waiting for? Please subscribe, follow us, and like and share to a friend who has been looking for a job. Now, number one is to prepare, plan, and position yourself, knowing your value and how it aligns to the company's need. Number two is to master interview etiquettes. Show them that you respect their time, the process, and yourself. Show them you know what you're doing. Number three is to exude confidence and believe in your own brilliance and capabilities. Okay. Number four is to sell yourself, articulate your impact and your own values. Because if you do not, no one else will. Is it me that will come and sell for you? No, I won't do that. Now, number five, least but not the last but not the least, rather. So follow up strategically, sealing the deal with professionalism, even after a rejection letter. We need you to follow up. Now, start small. Pick one area that you would focus on this week. Maybe it's that, practicing your elevator speech in the mirror, researching about 3 to 5 companies in a day that you would love to work for and when they have openings, and also learn how to respond to interview questions with clarity, confidence, and authenticity. Okay? If you've done all this, trust me, when opportunity meets preparation, it's all success all the way. You are not going to fail once you do all this. Now, these are all the interview hacks you're going to implement in getting that dream job of yours. Tell us which one resonates with you and which strategy you've ever tried, and was it successful, and how was it? Tell us about your last interview and just share your insights in the comment section. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and give us a thumbs up on the platform you're listening from. This is the Floripedia podcast. We really hope that we keep this conversation rolling and you help us reach out to more people that, would love to gain from this. So don't forget to share, okay? Because this will help us reach out to more people. Thank you for tuning in to the Floripedia podcast today. Until we meet you on our next episode again, same time, same place. Keep growing, keep discovering and improving your life and the life of people around you, one life at a time. Until we meet again on our next episode, catch ya. See ya. Bye.
This is the Floripedia podcast.